Hello, folks. To those watching this at home, this is the Zoom interview series that we're doing at the TCS Network, and we're here with the amazing Olivia Fraser, the CEO of the Brown Sugar Network, and she's also a fantastic director and writer. So, to the people watching at home who may not know who Olivia is, Olivia, could you introduce yourself to them?
Yeah, sure. Thank you for that introduction. It's very nice. My name is Olivia Fraser. I'm a writer and director of short films and sometimes music videos as well. And I've done theatre previously. So I kind of dip in like all the different kinds of creative mediums. And then I'm also, like you said, the CEO of a platform called Brown Sugar Movement. And that's a platform to inspire, celebrate and empower young Black British women.
Okay, fantastic. So I think the first question I've got for you is, so how did the Brown Sugar Movement start? What sort of catalyzed it? Why did you think that it was something that was needed?
Yeah, I think there are quite a few other platforms dedicated to young Black British women, or young Black women, I should say, but they're obviously like British based. And I just really liked them, but I just felt like I wanted to create a platform where it could include everything from hair and makeup to what's going on in politics to everything in between. And so not that it was so that every single young Black British woman could feel included. So I wanted to create a platform where young Black British women could come and see everything that's young Black and British. So I didn't want to focus on anything American because I grew up with quite a lot of American influences in my life. But I just feel like we lacked so much, do you know what I mean, British knowledge on what's going on with the women. So I wanted to create a platform that just blew that up and emphasized it and gave everybody a chance to see like inspirations and idols and people that they can look up to that they wouldn't have thought, and then the next generation can have that. So that's what really birthed it, like wanting to have something new and fresh for young Black British women. And that's how I kind of started. And I love the brown sugar is like, wow, like Black women are just brown sugar. So I was like, I loved that. And I was like, I'm going to call it the Brown Sugar Movement because it's a movement. It moves, it changes. And so it's a platform that all women can stand on, all Black British women.
That sounds absolutely amazing. I really love the imagery around the whole movement as well, definitely. And you touched on the fact that one of the main things for you was having sort of role models in especially the Black British scene, and you touched on you having American role models as well. So who are your role models in the British scene, if you were to name like one or two?
In the British scene, I think there's quite a few, but if I was going to say like so if I would start with women like, so you have women for me like Maya Jama, who, because I'm from Manchester originally, obviously, it's quite, and then I moved to London. She had a very similar experience where you move from one city to another to make your dreams happen and make them go. So for me, it's really inspirational to see her story and see her just build her and her career just off her own hard work and with moving. So that's someone that I looked to and was like, wow, like you're someone who can relate to the struggle of being by yourself and moving and do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And I would also say, if I was going to say like who like really inspires me, that's like Black British, I would say I look up to quite a lot of like music artists as well that are like Black British. So like Jamelia, all those kind of like that kind of generation of women, because Jamelia especially is someone who had a career in the music industry but didn't stop there, and obviously campaigns for like hair. She's very much empowering like young girls to like love their natural hair, and she kind of carried on her career and her what she stood for beyond the music. And I feel like in England, UK especially, a lot of people don't do that. Whereas in America, that's why I was so idolized to them, because Beyonce was my number one girl, because she did music and she did fashion and she did perfumes, and do you know what I mean? So that's why someone like Jamelia like British women can look to, that she had a music career, but she also does this and presenting and the book, and do you know what I mean? So I feel like those are women, different kinds of Black women who you can like obviously look towards because they've been through different things and different things in their journey.
I fully understand that. I feel like it really personifies the whole movement culture that you guys are really emphasizing on as well. Especially in terms of, funny enough, in terms of movement as well. How is COVID-19 affecting the brown sugar movement, and how are you guys looking to sort of pivot, especially during this sort of tough time for a lot of events and people in that sector?
Yeah, it definitely affected us. I think it first affected us mentally. We were just having to at the very start, we had to put brown sugar to the side for a second and kind of be like, okay, let's all get our stuff together, get our minds together, and just be able to understand what's happening with us personally before we can do everything with the brand. And then we were like, because we've got the brown sugar movement, and stemming off that, we've got the award show as well. So last year we had the Brown Sugar Awards. So we're also in the middle of planning it for this year as well. So we kind of had to be like, okay, give everybody 5 minutes to like get their heads together. And now we're going to decide what we're going to do. So like 2 weeks in, I'd say, we were like, look, let's go back to the women that were honorees and nominees and winners for the Brown Sugar Awards last year, and let's do IG lives. Because we were seeing what's the best way to interact. Let's just use this opportunity to build our social media. But I think at first you have to be ready and mentally prepared to get all this done. So we were like, let's get our social media popping. We're okay, we're good on social media. We're not okay, we're good, but we could do even better. So we reached out to quite a few girls. So for 3 weekends in a row, we had 2 women, so 6 women talk. It's been amazing, and all of it built up, and our socials have gone up, our followers, and a lot of things happen on social media that we kind of used as well, because there was this whole thing on Twitter about Black women getting dissed in the past and when they were younger. And we just decided that we're going to use social media. So we were like, look, we understand what happened then, but right now in this moment, there's a platform that empowers and inspires young. From that, we've got a lot of followers as well, a lot of Black women that didn't even know we existed. Kind of like, okay, good. I want to be involved in what's next, what's progressive. So that was really good. I think that we just kind of let's use our social media and push it as much as we can since everyone's on it. And then just the award show definitely gets hit because you kind of have to start planning certain things. We've been able to do little bit by bit, little small pieces of the award show. So that one is trickling along, but it's definitely affected us. It affects your mindset, your energy as well, because now we've taken a break, and do you know what I mean? So you kind of have to start, reset. But we can't complain. We've used the opportunity to build our socials, which has been amazing.
It's absolutely fantastic. I feel that it's worked really well for you guys, because especially with the whole issues that were going on Twitter, and now essentially how you guys are positioning yourself in terms of really uplifting Black women. I feel that's an absolutely fantastic way to really bring new people to your work. And you also touched on sort of getting yourselves ready mentally. And for the founders or other CEOs or inspiring entrepreneurs watching this, how do you go about really getting yourself prepared mentally, especially during this difficult time?
Yeah, I think we had to be clear. We had to know what's going on with ourselves personally, because your brand is your everything, but it's not. It doesn't just define who you are. You're more than that. Do you know what I mean? And your life is obviously bigger than your brand. And you kind of just have to make sure your own personal life is settled. So I just had to know what's going on with my other work outside of this. I needed to know what I was going to do for the next couple of weeks, where my mind was going to be at. And the same with my COO, Maria. So we had to kind of just be like, look, this is where we're at. What's going on? Cool. This is where you're at. This is what, all right, cool. So now we've established that. What do we want to do with Brown Sugar? What have we always wanted to do? Now we've got the chance to do it, and we've always wanted to build it was our Instagram for more than anything, but like our social media. So we were like, let's do lives. So you kind of have to start planning and talking and give yourself, like, push yourself almost to be like, okay, what do we want to gain from this? What can we gain from this? And at first, actually, we're thinking of making it paid. We're thinking of making it like a Zoom, like they pay to come and listen and, do you know what I mean, get tips and a proper in-depth thing. But then we're like, nah, again, what was the aim of what you wanted to do? The aim is to grow your social media. So do it on your Instagram live and get traction to the live, to the page, get women on there and they get traction to their page, and just keep it to the core of what it is. Because we can get so hungry for like, oh my gosh, we can like make money off this and this and this. And we're just like, no, our aim is to grow and to let people see us. We can make money in a different way, a different time. So yeah, that's how I would say, yeah, it all came about. For other CEOs, I would say plan and stick to what the core of what you're trying to do is.
I definitely absolutely love that, because I feel that especially now, there is so much scope for growth on social media because everybody's on it. Like, yeah, when I woke up this morning, the first thing I went on was my phone. Okay, what's going on in the world? What's going on on Twitter? What's going on Instagram? And I definitely feel that, again, really positioning yourself appropriately by sort of taking that step back and saying, okay, what's going on? Like, what are the directions? What's our aims? What's our goals? And I feel that's absolutely fantastic. And so wait, was you going to say something?
No, I said, thank you so much.
Yeah, because me just thinking about it, it's a great way to sort of bridge that gap, especially with the aim of trying to grow your social media following. It's a massive chess move. So congratulations to you guys.
Trust me, it worked. Louise didn't believe it. We were like, wow, like the followers up every day. Like we were like, whoa. So yeah, for sure, it definitely works.
And so also some of the other stuff that you do outside of the brown sugar movement as well. So you direct, you're also a writer. And I feel that this is quite a difficult time for people that are directing and writing. So how have you coped with that currently?
How have I coped? I would say I'm one of those people who, like, when I'm busy, I'm the most proactive. I get the most done. So if I have to go to work, I'm going to do work on my journey to work. I'm doing work during work, on my break. And then on my way home is when I relax and chill. And I might have a meeting when I get home. So I feel like that's how I work best. So it's been weird for me because now you take out work, like going out to work, you no longer have a journey where for like an hour or so, I would have been writing and there's nothing else to do but to write, listen to music and write. So I've had to be like, okay, take time out to do the writing, but also don't force it. I feel like as a writer, for me, as a new writer, I would say I'm still quite new. I give myself a schedule, then I give myself big breaks. So like for a week or two, I might not think about writing. And I think for anybody juggling like quite a lot of things, like I'm doing a platform, I'm doing this and I'm doing that, you can't concentrate on it all at once. So this week I'm back on my writing concentration, because the last 2-3 weeks was about brown sugar movement. So I mean, it can be difficult because you're no longer got maybe your like the space or the air or the empty like environment where you might have gone to a coffee shop and there's no one talking to you and people will be at work, so your friends aren't messaging you, like, so now you've got like all your friends calling, messaging, so that it can be a lot more distracting. But I feel like this is a time that you can use to create. We'll never probably have a time like this again in our lives. We have so much time. So I would say, even if you just dedicate 2 days, like I'm just going to write down ideas, it doesn't have to, do you know what I mean? And I think that's probably what's hardest for writers, but it's a good opportunity for writers to really like get into the bag and really write everything down, because you're never going to have this much time. As a director, obviously it's way harder because you have to be on job, like you have to be in the field to be directing stuff. But I would say just draw on inspiration. I just started following new writers, new directors, people I should be following from ages. Like the lady that directed Love and Basketball. She's on Twitter, and I'm like, Olivia, why have you never been following her this whole time? And she's dropping these gems of knowledge about how to write your first script. And like, I think this is a time as a writer or director, creative in general, to like go and find who inspires you and who has created things that you love. To start like getting tips and gems, even if you're not creating, just be inspired by them. Definitely.
I feel that what the main thing I really got from this is all really pacing and planning. I feel like you're a massive planner. You really strategize and plan things out.
It's a good and bad thing. I think being a planner, like, it takes routine, but my natural go-to is to be lazy, and people don't realize my natural feeling is to stay in bed and be lazy. But when I reach a certain age, I was like, I can't. And I have to fight. So every day to fight, like, Olivia, what are you going to do today? What are you going to do? And I think people take for granted. They probably think people who plan and get things done all the time are like really like just been on it. But it's like a daily battle. You have to like speak to yourself like, okay, what are we doing today? I'm working out today. I'm doing this today, and I'm getting this done today. So I think that's just something that grows with habit. It's not a natural. I always tell people it is kind of natural, but it's not natural to be like, like, it's okay. You can learn to be a bit more, do you know what I mean, planner, but comes with its stresses. You become a bit of a stresshead.
I definitely feel that's the theme for this COVID-19 period. It's like literally everyone's just learning. All the businesses, even from the big businesses to the small businesses, everybody is having to stop and just literally learn on the job, because right now it's definitely unprecedented. And just to add on to the theatre question, what do you feel like is the future for theatre now, especially with COVID-19? What's the future for it within COVID-19, but also after COVID-19? How do people within film theatre deal with such an unprecedented time?
Yeah, I'm one of those people that think theatre will never die. People will always go to see theatre. Obviously, the National Theatre, who we spoke about previously, like having their live, a lot of their shows on live YouTube for like a week or something, and then people can donate, which is an amazing way to do it, because they have NT Live, which is like National Theatre Live anyway, where they show their actual performances in cinemas. So for them to do this, they've already been set up in a way where they could just throw it straight on YouTube for a week. It's easy. They've already recorded it in that kind of a way. So for them, it's simple. It's easy just to be like translate it, and they have a lot of backing as well for the National Theatre. I think for smaller theatres who don't necessarily have that means, it's very difficult time, because your doors are literally shut and literally you got nothing on until, do you know what I mean, we're back. And then also you have to hope that people donate, like, to help carry you across this time. But I think after COVID-19, theatre will be thriving. That's my opinion. I feel like people want to be out. People want to see things live now. People are tired of seeing things on screen. I think cinema won't be as packed as people think. Personally, I think everyone thinks they're going to be running to the cinema, and they're not going to be. You don't want to be inside that kind of space anymore. You've been doing that for like 3-4 months. I think everyone's going to be running to theatre, like, what's on, what's live, what's going on, like, what can I see, what's good. So I feel like theatre after COVID will be good. I think they'll make a lot of money, but I really feel right now for like the smaller theatres, that's who I feel for the most. We've had to shut doors because people learn lines, people are a certain weight, people learn dances, and then when that goes, like, you have to think 4 months and you have to relearn lines and it's a lot for the actors and for the people doing the design and lighting. But yeah, for me, I've got it that theatre will be thriving. What do you think?
I think for me, because I've never, especially growing up, I've never really gone to the theatre too much, but it's definitely something I would love to experience. So I remember when I was younger, so we had a trip to the Globe Theatre in London. So the Shakespeare Globe Theatre in London to see Macbeth, and I absolutely loved the experience. And I was like, oh my God, this is absolutely amazing. At the time, all I was ever used to is just watching films on TV or watching films online. And just to see and to experience that and to be fully immersed in it, because the great thing about the Globe Theatre was the fact that all the actors were essentially immersed with the crowd as well. So you may be there's someone might run behind you, like, oh my God, what's going on here? And it was absolutely fantastic. So I definitely agree with you how, like, now that everyone post COVID-19, I feel that things are going to definitely change. Everyone wants to experience things. And I feel like it's even the case now as well. Everyone's trying to replicate outdoor experiences indoors essentially as well right now. I definitely feel that it's definitely something that's going to be on the up going forward. And for that, thank you so much, Olivia. Thank you so much. I got a lot out of this actually as well. Honestly, because I think for me, especially for like young people and young entrepreneurs and whatever, trying to sort of navigate this time period, it's about really strategically planning and really sort of taking that step back to look at the holistic view and say, okay, what is going on? How do I reposition myself? And what are my values? What are my whys? What are my aims? What are my targets? I definitely feel that that's definitely what I've taken away from this conversation. So thank you so much, Olivia. And to those watching at home, and to those watching at home as well, I hope you guys stay safe. Make sure to check out tcsnetwork.co.uk and make sure to check out Olivia Fraser's page as well, which will be in the description below. And thank you so much, and we'll leave it as that.
Thank you. See ya.
Yeah.